What's going on, great people of the YouTube verse? It is the month of November and it is time to make my planner pages so I can stay organized. So join me as I do so. And as I get prepared, I want to share that I was finally able to upgrade my phone. I did get a new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Here it is here quickly in the camera. I am excited to use this bad boy. But before we get started, my son wants to give his intro, so here it is.
Wait and subscribe for Mommy's YouTube channels and hit the bell.
It is officially the month of November. In this video, I am going to be creating my planner page for the new month, as well as giving you guys some updates as to what's been going on with me. I do want to do a check-in and see how is everybody doing. I know that it's a little bit challenging for people with the time change, the weather change, as well as the mood changes. This is definitely the season for seasonal depression. So I encourage you to get out there, get yourself some sunshine, and enjoy as much of the fresh air as you can to help keep yourself on point and stay positive. For my planner pages today for the month of November, I am going to be freehanding most of this. I'm simply just creating a standard page that will allow me to keep track of my information throughout the month so that I am able to stay on track. Because as I always say, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, and I need to get myself together. So making sure I do my planning for this month is of utmost importance. I do hope that I am able to offer you some inspiration to encourage you to also utilize a planner to help you stay on track throughout the month. It does not have to be fancy. It also does not need to cost you a lot of money, especially if you're new to using a planner. If you start by creating your own pages, it's a lot easier for you to customize those items to match to what you need versus trying to fill in information that's preset for you, which you may not utilize any at all. I find that just creating a master page for the month that tracks my information, such as my budget, birthdays, appointments, and so forth, allows me again to stay on track. And I'm sure that if you put pen to paper, it allows to help your memory do better at remembering things that need to get done. It also gives you a dumping space so you don't have to overcrowd your mind with too many things to remember at once. So here is hoping that this will offer some inspiration to you. Anybody who's out there that is interested in utilizing a planner to keep track of their months and days and appointments and birthdays and schedules and all of the things, I hope that this allows for you to get started. I'm also curious to know if anybody has finger tattoos. You may have noticed I have a few myself. I've had them for quite some time. Some people say they're pretty cool. I haven't really had any negative reactions, but I'm curious to know if any of my fellow YouTubers who are either creators or watchers, if any of you guys have finger tattoos, leave me a comment down below to let me know. And as I mentioned earlier, I did get a new iPhone. I am not using that for filming, but I have been using it for some of my other videos. If you're interested, you're welcome to check them out. Getting equipment when you're running a YouTube channel is such an interesting thing. I've also recently purchased a new microphone, which is hopefully allowing me to do voiceovers properly. I'm telling you, man, finding this equipment and this items that you need in order to create is crazy. So what you see me doing here is simply creating the outline for the month. I've written down my holidays, birthdays, appointments, and my business information with regards to anything I need to keep track of for the month. I did start in pencil, but decided freehanding it was a lot easier. I've also created a budget tracker where I'm able to track my fixed and variable expenses for the month. Fixed expenses, for those who may not be aware, are those that reoccur every single month and are generally the same amount and come out at the same time. Variable expenses are things that will be fluctuating, maybe your utility bills, your phone bills, or any other any other expense that comes about that you would need to keep track of that's not a regular, like your rent or your mortgage or your retirement contributions and so forth, or your subscriptions and so forth. So that's the difference between fixed and variable expenses. Here I'm just using some general colors, nothing fancy. I just grabbed a few and said, let me see what will work. But y'all, let me tell you, for real, I gotta get a new MacBook and I'm kind of cheesed about it because, well, actually, I'm not cheesed. I'm kind of happy because Apple did just come out with some new MacBook drops, or at least new chip drops. And so, I mean, it's time for the upgrade. I'm using a MacBook Air. I've had it for over 7 years. It's been fantastic, but unfortunately, it no longer updates, and as a result, I can't get all the new. And I'm going to need some of that if I plan on creating amazing content for you guys to keep watching. So I guess at some point I'm going to have to make the upgrade. But just thinking about spending the money, it's kind of breaking my brain. But, anyways, it's going to have to happen. It's inevitable. And I guess at least when you think about it over the long term, if I've had the current one I've had for over 7 years and the cost that I paid, it essentially paid for itself over time. So I guess I can't complain too much. I've also been feeling really conflicted about my situation with regards to my channel. I mean, I know people that choose to subscribe and rock with you are people that genuinely want to, but there's this whole rat race, especially with all the situations that's really recently happened with creators like, let's say, Dodash, and the sudden burst or seemingly sudden burst of, popularity and people following that as a trend and using that to gain subscribers as well as gain watch hours and things to that effect. I'm not against it. People do what works for them. However, I'm feeling conflicted about the concept of jumping on that train, on that bandwagon. Does that make me crazy? Because I mean, it's really hard for me to sit there and say to myself, all right, I'm going to utilize this person as a way to get views or get people to watch more of my channel. When the truth is, I want people on my channel that are genuinely here to rock. Like, if you've never really created a planner page before and you're looking for a small little idea of how to do so, that's what this is for. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. I'm literally using a piece of paper that I chopped in half and put some holes into and just started writing on. I am not here to, knock or put down anybody in terms of what it is that they're doing online. Definitely not, because there's a space for everybody everywhere in this atmosphere. I just hope that people are being true to themselves and they're not, selling out just for the sake of trying to get or gain certain things. I truly do hope that people are aware of the things that they're putting out there and, they're mindful of it and how it may or may not play into effect of the greater scheme of things. So here I'm just adding some color to my page. As you can see, I've added the month, the year, the days of the week, all the days of the month, as well as filled in the expenses that I have, as well as my variables. I'll probably throw in my appointments and birthdays and all that before the end of the video. Some people have asked me, oh, are you afraid to show the bills that you're paying? And the truth is, no, because they're not all the bills that I actually pay. It's just a way to fill in the page so you guys can get an example of what it is that I'm talking about when I say adding your fixed versus your variable expenses. Some of them are actually my bills, and it is what it is. I mean, what do I really have to hide? If you want to find me, come and find me. Let's keep it real. In addition to my main page, this time around, instead of creating weekly pages, I am just going to create a basic page that offers me the ability to jot down some notes, jot down some ideas, and write down things that I need to be prepared for the next month to come, or things that I might have to add to the calendar for the next month. This was an easy way for me, instead of creating a whole bunch of pages that I might not use. I have the back page of the month as a blank if I need extra space, but I decided that having weekly pages just wasn't working for me anymore. I find that I'm not necessarily filling them in. Something that I do want to do, however, is continue with my weekly tracker. I might, instead of creating weekly pages and writing down the information detailed in each day of the week, just use additional pages to keep track of a weekly tracker, but make it just one full month. I'll demonstrate that probably in next month's video if I remember. But it's a way to keep basically just recreating a monthly spread layout and utilizing that to track week by week the things that I'm supposed to be doing and maybe use a color code or something. But either way, it's very simple, you guys. Utilize what you have to help yourself stay on track and stay engaged. You can see here I'm creating dots on the specific areas where I have my holidays, my birthdays, my appointments, and my business uh, listed. Those dots correspond with the days of the month where I actually have something scheduled. So as you can see on the 11th, I have Remembrance Day to remember, so I'm going to put a red dot to match or correspond with the fact that that's a holiday. I also grabbed the sticker. Don't just think it, ink it. It's just a reminder that writing things down is a very strong way to help your memory stay engaged. And it actually helps you remember things more, believe it or not. But I do think you're supposed to use blue ink, not black. I'm just using black for the camera. It helps to see things a lot more clearer. But that is really all I have going on for you today, y'all. I just wanted to create a planner page, give you some simple updates as to what's been going on with myself, some changes that I've made. I don't know if you see, I did my nails. That I did on a live. I will post that for you to take a view at. You could the link will be up top or down below. And again, this is where you see I filled out all the dots where I've added the birthdays. I've also put the corresponding dots in the days of the month in order to remember that I have things coming up in those spaces. But that's it. I honestly hope this is going to help you if you are interested in creating your own planner pages at any point in time. I do have a few other planner videos that I've laid out in different styles that I have done over the month. I do apologize for being away. I did have surgery, and as a result, I was required to take some downtime. But I'm glad to be back and to be able to create this content for you. If you do enjoy, or if you did enjoy, I'd appreciate if you like them. If you're interested in seeing more, you're welcome to subscribe. Please do share and or leave a comment so we can interact. Until I catch you on the next one, y'all. Stay blessed.